Okay, today we're going to be fixing this Perception kayak. This has a big crack in it, and the epoxy somebody glued it with epoxy, and it looks all yucky. And I would not recommend that because it's only a little seal. So I'm going to have to clean all that off. So this repair isn't going to be totally cosmetically clean. A lot of times when you get one of these new kayaks and it gets a crack, there's not really a lot of stuff to fix it with. Fiberglass is too stiff and cracks and melts it. And we have it with a 2-part flexible epoxy. Well, right here is the epoxy we're going to use. The Finish Perfect. It's primarily made for arts and crafts, but I find it to be much more flexible when it cures than stiffer, which is what these kayaks are. They're more flexible. And we're going to be doing it on the inside of the kayak so that you don't see the repair. Drill a hole at the end of the crack, and that keeps the crack from spreading. This epoxy doesn't sand well, so you're going to want to tape up or do something to keep excess. Wax paper works well, or a release agent like Vaseline, or a real release agent, but Vaseline works well to keep it from sticking where you don't want it. So Vaseline it and then tape it, or use wax paper, because then the wax paper is nice and smooth, and because it comes out gloppy when you try to sand it. I've started the repair. I've got the outside pretty much cleaned up. Now I'm working on the inside, and there's really no sense me showing you the inside, but this is because I'm not looking on the inside. This is where the crack is, as you can see. Okay, so I'm going to be sanding behind it. I'm using some very, very rough sandpaper. And that is to give the epoxy something to grab onto. Now this corner here is a very difficult corner. Look at this, there's 3-way crack. It's a mess. I'm going to V out this part right here a little bit, give a place for the epoxy to get in there, give it some firmness. But I'm getting all these inside corners, and I'm holding it together on the outside while I sand it. Okay? It's kind of, your kayak is already wrecked. So don't worry about damaging it, because you're actually fixing it. Okay, right here, mostly because the other epoxy repair was done, I'm running the sandpaper up and down in the crack to get the old epoxy off. And again, using the really rough paper, I got flipped over double side. Get that epoxy off and rough it up. Wearing a mask when I'm doing it because of the dust. But when we do the epoxy, there's no fumes. So you could do this inside with epoxy. It's not like fiberglass. And again, I can't say enough, we're using it because it flexes. Because this stuff is really flexible, and fiberglass would just crack. Alright, so we got the kayak all prepped, which is most of the work. We got a little V'd out, and then I put a little bit of Vaseline along that line, and then taped it so that the tape wouldn't stick too much. But all of the repair is going to be done on the inside here, where I have it prepped. I don't know if you can see, I got it all sanded out, kind of roughed out. I have my fiberglass that I've pre-cut to the shape of the repair. And then I got a little patch of 10-ounce cloth, or mat, 10-ounce mat, that I'm going to put on the real structural part of the brake here, which is a 3-way crack right there. I'm going to put that right there. That'll give it a lot of support. This you mix half and half for 50-50, which is a lot easier than some of your other epoxies, which you have to think more. So these here, I just get a big vat. I use a smaller batch here. I'm going to use it all and mix it up real good. You mix it for about like 10 minutes. This one is a little thicker than this one, so I get rid of this one in there first, and then pour this. The darker one pours out a lot quicker. Alright, here we are with the final conclusion of the Zest for Life epoxy plastic kayak repair. And it came out really nice. It has the mat on the backside to keep it strong, and it bled through a little bit, but the stuff dries really flat and smooth and clear. 4-foot crack in a plastic kayak, and it's fixed, pretty much fixed and ready for the ocean.